We are reveling in the world of H.L. Mencken here on the Dr. Duke Show, one of a series of really great individuals who is willing to stand up to a completely corrupt government, to an increasingly corrupt government, who was one of those great thinkers and one of those great writers and orators who's willing to stand up and confront this slide into democracy, which is going to be very quickly a slide into tyranny, to call out government for its venality. And H.L. Mencken, as an American, he's the first American we've done this with since Mark Twain. And really in the 20th century, he is one of the preeminent government curmudgeons that we have in this country. So let's take a look at some more quotes from H.L. Mencken. Quote, "If a politician found that he had cannibals among his constituents, he would promise them missionaries for dinner." Doesn't that just say it all? I mean, if a politician, whose job, of course, is to protect his own fiefdom and to get rich, not to serve the people, if a politician found he had cannibals among his constituents, he would promise them missionaries for dinner. You'd sell out your own mother. And when I I get that the Republicans are bad too, but tell me this is not a perfect direct description of Chuck Schumer or Adam Schiff or Nancy Pelosi. All right, I mean, down the line you go, Maxine Waters. I mean, it's staggering how deeply populated the progressive cause in Congress is when it comes to this kind of stuff. Go to the next quote. "For every complex problem, there is an answer that is clear, simple, and wrong." Right, maybe it's time we wake up and realize that it's a lot more complicated than just opening the borders. Joe, maybe there are a lot of secondary, tertiary, all sorts of airy problems with your simple solutions to everything. Telling Israel to stand down seems awfully simple, doesn't it? As the bombs keep raining down. How about this one? The whole aim of practical politics is to keep the populace alarmed and hence clamorous to be led to safety by menacing it with an endless series of hobgoblins, all of them imaginary. This would be the P dossier. This would be Russian collusion. This would be the so-called insurrection. Yada, yada, yada. 4 years of the Trump administration, every week a new scandal, almost none of them with any veracity, almost none of them are even mentioned anymore now that you finally succeeded in getting the orange monster removed. That's exactly what he says, and I'll give you one more. As democracy is perfected, the office of the president represents more and more closely the inner soul of the people. As we become more of a democracy and less of a constitutional republic, the president looks a lot more like us. As democracy is perfected, the office of the president represents more and more closely the inner soul of the people. We move toward a lofty ideal. On some great and glorious day, the plain folks of the democratic land will reach their heart's desire at last, and the White House will be adorned by a downright moron.